What to ask your new business mentor. First question. What helps you find clarity in your business vision? As you get to know your mentor, you want to know this about yourself, where to find clarity. You can't be all over the place with this. You have to find a place where you can focus. So, as part of your vision and big picture, why don't you find out from the mentor how that person, because this is a person that's been down the path, they've been around the block, they've done some of this, they have achieved success in finding clarity in their own vision. Second question we'd suggest to you to ask is, how did you identify the right market or audience for your idea? You can't say everyone. If you say everyone, you're going to break the bank in your marketing budget. You cannot market to the entire world. You have to zero in on your targets. You have to zero in on your client segments. Who is most likely to respond to your message today? Could that change in the future? Absolutely. Could it expand? Absolutely. Is it the whole world today? No. If the whole world happens to hear the message and respond, well, good. Maybe you'll get some pointers out of that. But when you're telling Dr. Google to focus on those numbers where you're going to place your first ad, you don't have an unlimited budget. I've worked with people who had a $5 budget in the beginning, or $25 budget, or $100 budget, or something along those lines. Well, you have to target. So find out from your mentor how that person achieved success in that area. The third question under vision and big picture is, what would you do differently if you were starting your business today? Well, hopefully, all of us who have been involved in any kind of entrepreneurial venture or initiative have learned a few things that we would do differently. And so ask your mentor that, gain from their experience. Okay, moving on, growth and strategy. Ask your mentor, what strategies helped you grow early on with limited resources? This can be a very, very valuable insight that you can gain from your mentor. Second question, how do you prioritize between short-term goals and long-term strategy? They're not the same. Are they in alignment? Well, they have to be in alignment. But some of them are things that you do right now, short-term goals, and you achieve them. Long-term goals are the things that you don't start measuring except down the road. Then how do you test new ideas without derailing your core business as you get into to testing new ideas? Is there a new product you may want to experiment with? Is there a new strategy? Is there a new marketing approach? Well, you do it a little bit at a time so that you're not completely reorienting your entire business and all of your resources toward this, but you have to do that. Ask your mentor how he or she did that. Funding and finance. When is the right time to raise money, if ever? Now, that can vary on business. There are some businesses that you can start on a shoestring and you can maintain on a shoestring. There are other businesses you're going to need a fresh flow of capital for. Ask your mentor for her insights or his insights. How did you manage cash flow in the early days? How did you handle the need to have this much money on hand and ready to spend as opposed to your longer term investments? And what metrics do investors care about the most? In other words, what kind of numbers do you need to have available for people in order for them to be interested in investing in your business or even in lending into your business? And you may be building a team. How did you build your first team, Mr. Mentor, Ms. Mentor? How did you do that? What kind of insights did you have on that? Tell me the experiences. Remember, facts tell, stories sell. So let's sell yourself on some great stories. What's your approach to hiring and firing? Maybe you're not going to be hiring right away, but you want to start the learning process. And then what leadership habits help you grow as a founder? This is really important. Now, is this the last time you're going to ask this or any of the other questions? No, absolutely not. These are ongoing questions and learning experiences, but you might want to pick and choose from some of these about how to learn. Challenges and resilience. What was your biggest failure and what did you learn? If I'm ever your mentor or your coach, I will be happy to tell you about some of my failures because I've learned my most important lessons from failures. In fact, resilience is about learning from our failures and using them as stepping stones to success. How do you handle setbacks or decision fatigue? Oh, these are such important questions. Your mentor should know what decision fatigue is or be able to guess because it's that place in which you're so tired of making decisions or you're so fatigued it's hard or you've had all these setbacks. How do you handle it, dear mentor? And helps you stay motivated during difficult phases? The art and the science and the disciplines for self-motivation are going to become essential in your business. And then mentorship relationship. How can I make the most of our sessions? How can I make the most of the time that I'm spending with you, my valued mentor? I appreciate this time and I want to make the absolute most and best of it. What's the best way for me to prepare before we meet? Now, I'm a SCORE volunteer. I'm also a coach in my own business life, and I always give homework. So we're going to always discuss what the homework is. Sometimes it's going to be what we've agreed on. In fact, most of the time, it's going to be on what we've agreed is going to be the most helpful thing. And how do you prefer I follow up and ask for feedback? What's your preferred method of communication? Now, I'm going to ask you that too, as your mentor or as your coach, but I think it might be good for you to know that as a courtesy for your own mentor, because it could be that she has a different style and you need to find that melding. Now, you can drop in for mentoring, at least in this time period that we're recording this. We are currently meeting on Fridays in a SCORE Zoom conference room for questions every Friday. And this is being brought to you by SCORE. You can have a mentor. You can have a mentor and pay nothing for that. It will be someone who is either as qualified as I am or more qualified or much more qualified. And you just go to score.org/find-mentor and request someone who will work with you pro bono to help you achieve your business goals. And we can also help you find some either free or very inexpensive webinars, uh, longer than this, but similar and maybe more in depth that will help you grow. We can also direct you to resources, which in most cases are free, templates, and other things on score.org that will help you as you seek to develop your business and become a success in what you are feeling is the new passion of your life. I look forward, very much forward, to hearing from you, my friend, and all the best as you follow your dreams.